Welcome to the Wealthy by Design show. I'm Jane Somerset, your host. In this show, we'll explore what it really means to build wealth intentionally, not just in your bank account, but in your health, your time, and your sense of purpose. Each week, you'll hear stories from people who are passionate about creating a life that balances finances, health, and meaning, because a truly wealthy life looks different for everyone. We'll dig into their personal journeys in building businesses, what worked, what didn't, and what they'd wished they'd known sooner, so you can streamline your own path to success. We'll also explore different approaches to money and how people think about financial stability, goal setting, and the mindsets that support long-term freedom. Together, we'll break things down into simple, actionable steps you can start using right away to design your own version of a wealthy lifestyle. And if I wander into a topic that wasn't on the original list, it's probably because my curious little heart just had to know more. So follow along, be kind, and enjoy the show. As this new year begins and this podcast comes to life, my biggest goal is simply to learn. I'm not an expert in finance, I'm not an expert in business, and honestly, I may be well-versed and considered an expert in a few areas in life, but for the most part, I have so much to learn, and that is something I am very comfortable with. I'm deeply curious and excited to learn from other people who have devoted their lives on becoming experts in their own fields. My background has taken me through the world of figure skating and food science, flexibility, agility training, and most recently into dentistry and business ownership, and now family balance with a new baby at home. And that path has left me endlessly fascinated by how people design their own lives. Sometimes my curiosity comes in waves so strong that I want to drop everything and dive headfirst into a new topic. Learn as much as I can, as fast as I can. But I have had to learn to pause, to remember that there's a balance of time, health, wealth, and family. That balance is exactly what I want to explore here. How people live with intention, what makes them tick, and how they've set themselves up financially so that they can have the freedom to create and explore, and how they choose to spend their most valuable resource, time. I feel incredibly grateful for the life I've been able to live so far. I've been shaped by a wonderfully supportive family, by the place I was born and raised, and by the people who showed up just at the right moments. Those experiences have formed my mindset, my work ethic, my curiosity, and I've had the chance to travel the world and compete for the United States, become a dentist, and now build a life I genuinely feel thankful for every single day. It's a life where I get to serve my community, help the people through my profession, and still make time to step outside, go fishing, and enjoy nature with my husband and our child. It's a full life, and yet there's still so much more to learn, and that's where this podcast really begins. This show is one small step in a much bigger learning journey, a place where I can meet people, hear their stories, and discover how they've structured their lives, what worked, what didn't, and what they're still figuring out. I also want to stretch myself creatively. I want to learn video production, audio production, music production, storytelling, how to create something meaningful from conversations that matter, all the above. And this feels especially important right now because there has never been a better time to create. There's never been more opportunity to make your own music, produce your own videos, start a business, launch a project, or share an idea with the world. The tools are everywhere. They're accessible, they're powerful. In so many ways, the barrier to entry has never been lower. And yet, at the very same time, it has never felt harder. The information overload is real. The number of platforms, programs, tools, and options can be paralyzing. Where do you even start? How do you even choose without falling into decision fatigue? How do you stay focused when everyone seems to be doing everything and doing it incredibly well? It has also never been easier to compare ourselves into paralysis. We're constantly surrounded by people who look like they have it all figured out, people doing amazing things, creating beautiful work, building impressive lives. And while there are truly so many talented, inspiring people in the world, comparison can quietly convince us that what we're doing isn't good enough or that we shouldn't even try. This year, I want to approach that differently. I want to celebrate. I want to look at a few people who are doing really cool things and let that be inspiration, not pressure. I want more celebration in the world, more appreciation for effort, more acknowledgement of growth, creativity, and simply showing up. Life is short, and creating a purposeful life, one that you regularly pause to reflect on, helps us enjoy it more, stay grounded, and be kinder to ourselves and to each other on a day-to-day basis. Over the past years, I found myself gravitating toward books that challenge the way I think about money, time, mindset, and purpose. I've reevaluated them and kind of am looking at them again. 10% Happier reminded me that meaningful change doesn't have to be dramatic. Small shifts in awareness can compound into real peace. The 4-Hour Workweek pushed me to question default assumptions about work and success and to think more intentionally about freedom and time. Automatic Income reframed the idea of sustainability, showing how systems, not constant hustle, can support a flexible, creative life. And the White Coat Investor grounded everything in practicality, emphasizing value-based financial decisions, patience, and long-term thinking. Also, one thing I learned through athletics is that having a coach is the fastest path to growth. Every major step forward I've taken, whether in sports, school, or my career, came from learning from teachers, mentors, and people who have already walked the path. I wouldn't be where I am without them. So why do we stop doing that as adults? Why do we stop asking questions? Why do we pretend to have it all figured out? Why does curiosity feel like something we outgrow? This year, I'm choosing the opposite. This year is about questions, lots of them. It's about learning out loud, admitting what I don't know, and seeking out people who study, build, create, and live with intention. I'm incredibly excited for a year filled with conversations, curiosity, creativity, and growth. Here's to learning, here's to creating, here's to celebrating and being kind, and here's to stepping into 2026 with an open mind, generous heart, and a lot of great questions. Bring it on. If you have any questions or suggestions or would like to be on the show, go ahead and send an email to thewealthybydesignshow@gmail.com. We'll see you at the next show. Thanks for listening to the Wealthy by Design show. Just a quick note, the thoughts and opinions you have heard today are for educational and informational purposes only and are strictly our own. Nothing discussed in the show constitutes professional, financial, investment, legal, or tax advice, nor should it be taken as a recommendation to buy or sell specific products or strategies. Always consult a qualified financial professional before making decisions that could impact your financial future. Thank you.